Hello, everyone. We're here today with Bradley Morris, and I'm Miranda Clendenning with Unify, and we have an amazing offering coming this week. So amazing that I wanted to interview Bradley so he can talk some about it. This is our first real offering that we have for families and kids on Unify, which we've been wanting for a long time. So I will let Bradley talk about Majik Kids and what's coming and what's launching this Saturday with your first launch. But tell us about Majik Kids and who you are and why this is going on.
Well, thank you so much for doing the interview, for doing this partnership with us. We're really excited to bring Majik Kids to the world. So what we do at Majik Kids is we create unique and inspiring audio stories, illustrated books, and meditations that activate the imagination, courage, and confidence in your magical kids. What makes the stories fun, aside from the interesting worlds we create and the fun characters, is we partner with so many artists, so many incredibly talented artists. We work with producers, we work with voice actors, we work with musicians to score the music and sound effects for each story. The stories, one of my sons, Soren, his 5-year-old buddy, Rumi, when he first heard a Majik Kids story, I was like, wow, Rumi, what'd you think? And he said, it was like a movie for my ears. So that's become one of our catchphrases, is movies for the ears, also cartoons for the imagination. The inspiration behind this is we don't do a lot of screen time for our son, and he got into audio stories. And what I like about audio stories is that you can be drawing pictures, you can be coloring, you can be bouncing on the furniture and moving your body, building things with Lego, you can be cooking, driving, all these different things. Whereas when I've observed Soren and other young people and people my age, when we are consuming videos, we kind of go into zombie mode, where it's just like we forget about our body, we don't breathe, we're not sitting in good posture. So I felt inspired, especially early on in the pandemic, when I saw a stat that said the average North American spends 13 hours a day on their screen. And I was like, that is crazy. People were not designed to be on their screens 13 hours a day. And so one thing led to another. I have a media company called Majik Media, and we've been working with educators around the world for almost the last 10 years, essentially on the media side, using entertainment as a vehicle to teach and transform online. So I was already in that world, and so creating audio stories felt like a really fun thing. But then I was like, well, I haven't sold a physical thing in a long time, and I had this one of the stories I wrote, I really wanted to turn into a book. And so that led to us building a publishing company, essentially. So we just released our 12th illustrated book. We've partnered with 11 different illustrators, and we are the first ever fair trade publishing company. So we pay out 50% of our revenue to the artists that we work with, whereas regular publishing is typically 6 to 10% for what they pay their artists. We're trying to for Majik Kids, we want to create a way for artists to make their art for the kids, to make a living. I mean, just imagine if all the talented artists in the world focus their creativity on empowering children, just what that would do for our planet. And so we're trying to create a business model that supports those artists to do just that for the kids. It's been a lot of fun.
Yeah, so good. One of the things when I first met you that just inspired me so much was you talking about this, that it's not natural for everybody to be on screen so much, and it's capturing our creativity and our imagination. But what if you could, combine, influence the kids to be more creative, and give them the stories, but encourage them to be painting, using their hands, seeing, doing visual stuff while listening to these amazing audio stories. So we've been now introducing that with our kids and stuff too, because for me, it bothers me so much as a mom to see your kids just sucked into screens when they're bored, and having stayed home for years with COVID and getting in these new but not great habits of this. So now having habits of here we're sitting down with all the drawing and the painting, and let's turn on this amazing story and listen to it as a family and just see what comes from that. So yeah, thank you for that.
That's been exactly it. And what I found was a lot of the stories that my son was listening to were either we didn't align with the values, or the stories weren't fun for us to listen to as parents. They were just, it just wasn't as enjoyable. So we're trying to make stories that, like a Pixar movie, is just as fun for the adults to listen to as it is for the kids to listen to, and to create these worlds for kids to dream up and to imagine. And I mean, it's absolutely amazing to, we've been testing all the stories on my son and his circle of friends, and just to get to see the sparks that fly when these kids are immersed in their imagination, and the belief that they have in themselves and in others to create a more beautiful world. I mean, that's really what this is about, is the world that we're living in right now. We need more people dreaming into the more beautiful world that exists beyond where we currently are. And it takes imagination and creativity to dream into that world.
Yeah. Oh, one of our, so that's such a big subject for us at Unify. I mean, so much of the um tapping into a world that is our future, that we want, and is that creativity and is the imagination. So many times when we do global meditations, it's a lot of it will be a visualization of world peace, or of helping the planet, like with Earth Day, and helping with climate action, but with holding the intention, the meditation. And I know I would love for you to talk some about what you do with kids with inner peace and cultivation of inner peace and meditation as well.
Yeah, so my background before Majik Media existed, I taught more than 500 meditation workshops. I did retreats around the world. I built a pretty robust meditation library with about 48 different tracks, each with custom composed music. My friend Blair and I spent about 2 years building this meditation library, and it's reached millions of meditators around the world. And so that was, when I built the library, that was a legacy project, because I knew I was moving on in my life to my creative pursuits. And so as we built the stories with Magic Kids, and we were creating all these audio stories, and we were creating the books and everything, it just felt like a really natural fit to also teach kids meditation techniques, how to manage their nervous system and their emotions. And the meditations that we have so far, a lot of them are taught through a story or some form of guided journey that they can go on inside their imaginations, where they can explore their body, they can explore feelings, they can explore sensations, and they can really start to inquire within themselves about, well, if I take 10 deep breaths, what does that make me feel? How does that, what response do I have inside of my body? So I see it with my son and his ability to regulate himself more consistently, with if he's feeling anger or frustration, that he now knows to stop and take a few breaths. I mean, sometimes we obviously have to remind him because he's only 5, but the awareness is there already. And I can just imagine, I didn't have those skills until I was in my 20s, but kids growing up with the tools of self-regulation, self-awareness, and being able to cultivate their own energy and their own positive mindset. I mean, what that will do if they're starting at that at 3 years old, and they carry that all the way through their teen years and into adulthood, just the types of people we're going to raise as a result of that. So that is ultimately the intention behind it. We're collaborating now with different meditators. So any of you meditation teachers out there that are interested in collaborating, we're looking for those types of collaborations to produce meditations with, because it's such a fundamental piece. And if we can create meditations that are fun, and just as fun as the stories for kids to sit down and listen to, then through the experience of having fun and enjoying these worlds that we're taking them into, they can actually learn some techniques that they can take throughout their lifetime.
So awesome. Well, we will have ongoing collaborations going on, and we're talking about even having a book launch or about inner peace that comes with next month is our World Unity Week, going all the way towards Peace Day in September. So it's kind of the peace time of year, starting next month all the way through September. But now with this offerings and what we can do with you, Bradley, just I hope we're going to have things in the future that are more for kids and families, and these offerings of meditations, audiobooks, and all of this. So look for your email, look on Facebook, starting Saturday, May 14th, tomorrow, or this will probably be airing on that day, but yeah, look for this. Do you want to tell what all will be offered in this first offering, and what's special for Unify people?
Yeah, so the first story, this is one I'm excited to share with more people. The story is called Beyond the Wall: The Untold Story of Humpty Dumpty. So we all grew up hearing the nursery rhyme about Humpty Dumpty falling off the wall and breaking his shell, and that the king's horses and king's men couldn't put him together again. And a lot of the stories that I write or have written have started with a conversation between my son and I. And in this particular case, we were drawing Humpty Dumpty on the wall and drawing in the shattered shell. And I can't spoil the ending, but my son said something really profound after we drew the picture of Humpty Dumpty in his broken shell that absolutely blew my mind. And I was like, we have to write this as a story. And so the Beyond the Wall answers the questions of who Humpty Dumpty really was, why he was on a wall, what the wall was doing there in the first place, and what was beyond the wall. And so it's a story for the times we're living in, when there are so many metaphorical walls in our society, and there's so many restrictions placed upon us these days. And so the story is a story of liberation that I think any grown-up or kid are gonna love. We're also releasing kids meditations. So the kids meditation is called Lost, Hungry, and Scared, and it'll teach your children to self-regulate fear, anxiety, even hunger through breathing practice and gratitude practice. It's a really fun little story about getting lost in the woods. And yeah, basically every couple of weeks we'll have new stories and meditations for you and for your kids inside of our Majik Kids Club. We also, we're now partnering with homeschooling hubs and homeschoolers and world schoolers and classrooms in North America. So if you're in that world, contact me. We have an activity book that goes with every single story. The activity books are full of dinner time and classroom conversation starters. They get kids and adults talking about the themes from the stories. We have guided adventures for kids to go on, craft projects, mazes, word searches. We have there's so many things. Every single story we have in the activity books, there's probably 10 to 12 different activities to do that can take you hours or multiple days. And then also each story has a coloring book inside the Majik Kids Club so that your kids can draw the world that they're listening to. It's been a lot of fun. It's been a really enjoyable creative process. We've partnered with almost 40 artists so far on our first 16 stories. So we have 12 live right now. We'll have 16 by July, and probably 25 stories and 25 meditations by the end of this year. So we're growing rapidly. We're taking in story submissions. So if anybody is interested in being a writer or an illustrator with Majik Kids, you can go to our website, majikkids.com, MAJIK kids.com, and go to the bottom of the page. You can get on our illustrator list, or you can get on our, you can submit stories, or reach out to us about facilitating meditations as well. You know, this is, we need more grown-ups stepping in and using their superpowers, their life's experience, their wisdom, and their creativity to focus that on the kids. That is definitely the name of the game. Is the future of our planet is dependent on these kids keeping their creativity and their innocence. And that's one of our focuses here, is like keep the magic and joy sparkle alive in these kids. And the way to do that is reigniting that joy sparkle inside of ourselves, so that we can demonstrate to the kids what a grown-up connected to their joy sparkle looks like. Such an important piece.
Awesome. And here's the website that he was talking about too. We'll be putting this out in the email offerings. There's a special code for everybody with Unify to get a discount. Just putting in Unify in the coupon code gets you a discount. And you have a cool club. You want to just say something more about the club?
Yeah, so over at the Majik Kids Club side of the page, we have that's the $11 a month membership. That membership is all of our activity books, extra meditations, coloring books, etc. Where the more people that come into the Majik Kids Club, the more we can create homeschooling projects and content for all of you. But at the moment, I believe we have over a dozen activity books and coloring books that are available when you subscribe for the $11 a month, and we'll be adding a lot more stuff to that as we grow. But the audio stories themselves, you can follow Majik Kids on Spotify, iTunes. You can listen to all of our stories right on our website for free. The idea is we want to have these stories available to kids all over the world. And then if you want to support us and support the artists that we work with to create all the stories, then buy our books for friends, text Majik Kids to all of your parent and grandparent friends so that they know to do the same. The goal is let's keep the magic alive on this planet. And I feel like we've got a really solid offering that supports kids, supports adults to do exactly that, and supports the artists to be in their magic, to offer that to the kids.
Yay. Well, thank you so much.
Yay!
Like I said, this is such a solution for my family. And when my kids go see grandpa and grandma now too, now we have more ideas of, now they can paint and listen to all of this. And you guys don't have to have everything fully planned out. You can do this fun thing together. So it's such a great blessing to have all of this and have this offering for kids and families. And the $11 a month too. I was shocked at how cheap you offer so much of this for so much value. So thank you for everything that you're doing for kids, for being our partner here now with Unify. And we're excited for this launch.
Us too. We're so excited to be working with you, and thank you for all the amazing work you guys have been doing for years. Really just growing this movement. It's been amazing to just get to witness the growth of Unify, and we're so happy. Our whole team at Majik Kids is just so excited for this collaboration and to be able to share this with more people.
Well, yay, we are too. Thank you for being here with us.
Thank you. Enjoy the story, everybody. Reach out to us. Let us know how you like it, and share it with your friends. You're going to enjoy Beyond the Wall.
Thank you.